Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel. My name is Uchenna,
My name is IJ.
and we're going to discuss Put a Ring on It, Season 3, Episode 5. And right before we begin, please like this video and turn on your notifications and subscribe at the end if you like it. Okay, so they start with Alfonso and Shay. They show us a recap of the date from hell when Shay started acting like a demon and went out of her mind.
Okay, now, so I wasn't here last week when you guys taped. So I rewatched the episode today so that I could be completely caught up. And then I watched this episode. And I understood where she was coming from.
No.
Yeah.
I would have to disagree. Like, you can get mad, but that behavior is like, I don't even understand why she would get mad. Like, she had a stank attitude as soon as they walked in. Okay, he didn't say hi. Okay, but let's not act like they were doing it on the table, because that's what her reaction was like.
Yeah, but her reaction, though, Uchenna, stems from what she was telling Dr. Nicole, that she feels ignored by him constantly. Why she's with him, I don't even know. I would have left a long time ago. But something about him keeps her coming back and keeps her staying. But it stems from her being ignored by him when other females are around. And she felt that way again. And now it was being played out in her face all over again, where she is being ignored. Had he acknowledged and said, hey, to her and so forth, things would have been fine, but he was doing his old ignoring her, and he was reverting back to his constant laughing and giggling.
He's never stopped. There's no reverting. He's never stopped.
Like he just can't help himself. And like he said, it's his way of deflecting and not dealing with the issue is by laughing it off. But she doesn't know that.
Right, but like, regardless if he would have said hi, she still would have been acting out of herself because she can't handle it. And if a relationship is going to make you act like that, then it's time for you to go, because that was beyond crazy. It was uncalled for. Even if you don't say hi, it's still uncalled for. And I wonder, like, to me, she looked so stupid. And she should really be embarrassed about herself, because that was an overreaction. And then later on, we see that she was embarrassed, which was a good thing,
Yeah. The funny thing is that she was enjoying herself before he came. It appeared that she was enjoying herself before he came.
Yeah.
And then the minute he came, it just triggered her. She was just triggered and just went crazy. Right. And that's so unhealthy to be in that type of relationship where you're always wondering, what is your man doing? Where is he going? Who is he talking to? I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that now.
Yeah. So, I mean, I thought that the girl handled herself as best as she could. Someone was coming at you, better pick up that plate and be ready to go. And luckily, Shay's date stepped in and separated. He was a calming force. Like, Alfonso didn't know what to do.
Alfonso was ridiculous.
Yeah, well, he started leaving because he thought that Shay was leaving, and then she did the alley-oop and went straight for the girl.
Alfonso, like Shay said, Alfonso should have deaded that whole entire thing right then. If he's a boss, like he acts like he is, he should have deaded that whole entire thing. He should have told his woman, just settle down, and should have told us that you need to. If my man is going to tell me to settle down
when this is our first date, I'm going to say you need to check your girl, because she's
right. But you know what? You're not going to be and you know what? No, his girl Shay was in the wrong from the very beginning, but you're still not going to disrespect my man or me or anything else like that.
She wasn't disrespecting Shay at all.
With all that yelling and so forth, no. That's just no.
She's supposed to be quiet while someone's yelling. No, we're gonna agree to disagree.
I know he should.
No, you're not gonna tell me, a guy I don't know, to tell me to settle down. oh no, boo-boo, that's not gonna fly. Especially when your girl is acting out of pocket, no.
I mean, like, but I think in the end they did the right thing, which was get up and leave, because by then the date was done, and Shay's date knew that she was not into him. She was all about her ex, I mean, her current, about well, all about Alfonso, because she couldn't concentrate on the date, no matter how much he tried to reel her in, you know. But the good
Right,
thing is
yeah.
that there was 2
So
dates afterwards.
Right, but we don't wanna rehash the whole date. But so I thought it was really funny and really cute that the rejected people decided, hey, I'm not gonna let this good food go to waste. Come on over here and let's eat and let's finish this date. So I thought that was really good.
I think the producers knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't
And
think it was healthy for them to be to do that, not till they
yeah.
resolve their own internal issues and her own lack of trust in Alfonso. I don't think this was a good move for them.
But I actually think it was good because it let her see herself, how she acts around him and how his behavior triggers her and takes her out of herself. So I think it was bad, but it was good if she came to that realization that, this isn't healthy. This is not good for me. I need to fix it or leave, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think the good thing is that Dr. Nicole came and visited her.
She might as well move into that house.
She wouldn't have come to that realization on her own. She needed Dr. Nicole there to talk to her and show her the way through it.
I think when she did the interview, she had already talked about how her behavior was so bad and she couldn't believe that she acted like that, because that's not who she is. But then Dr. Nicole,
that's who you are, because we've seen it several times.
Right, yeah. But then Dr. Nicole came to visit. And to me, like I just said, she might as well live there because they need an in-house therapist because the relationship is so bad. But like Dr. Nicole is the woman. She is so good. She needs to give out her information so other people can call and get counseling from her. Because
she needs to write a book.
Yes, and not just about relationships. Yeah, help thyself. Yeah, not just about relationships, about individuals and what they need to do to be their better selves. So when she talked to Shay, she was kind of like, Shay, why are you doing this? Because what you're doing is you're sabotaging the process. You're not allowing Alfonso to act like he would act and then make a decision on his own. And the same goes for her. She's not allowing herself to be in the process and say, okay, this is, I'm seeing other people that would be better for me. What am I gonna do? So I thought that was a really good point. And I think that was like a light switch for Shay. And I think hopefully going forward, she won't act like this anymore when they go on dates.
I totally agree. Luckily for them, they never got married, even though it went through the courthouse, went through the marriage and everything, but it wasn't officiated by a person that resides or lives in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. Luckily for them, because I couldn't imagine being married and living through that, where you're with somebody who's supposed to be your husband and some woman that he doesn't know comes up and says, hey, Alfonso, do you got any money? I need some money. And he whips his wallet out and gives her money.
Right, yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and what's even more ridiculous is that hours before they were going to go to get married, some person sends a text saying, I love you, Alfonso, you're the love of my life. So I'm sure that girl knew that today was the day that they were or the day before they were gonna get married. And she was reaching out to Alfonso one last time to convince him not to marry Shay.
And Shay still was gonna go through the wedding.
She did go through, they went through the wedding because they thought it was official.
So yeah. And then they had that engagement party where his mom wasn't the whole thing is just weird to me. He's weird to me. It's like he wants to live this rap lifestyle.
I mean, I don't
But
even think that's part of it. Like, oh, you mean with like getting girls and
yeah,
being
like
with the big
being,
guy?
yeah, trying to be with the big dogs and so forth. I mean,
Well, I mean,
every time he goes to meet a woman, he's wearing all his jewelry.
that's who he is. And she's wearing that bling too. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think that's, yeah,
No,
I see what
he's
you're
using that as
saying.
part of his as part of his catch thing. But
Mhm.
she has her reasons for not trusting him. But we don't know, has he really cheated on her? We don't know that yet.
No, we don't
We just have
know.
perception of cheating.
Yeah, but we don't know. And neither does she, you know? So
Yeah,
I
like
think
she said,
that's,
she's never caught him. It's just her friends.
yeah. So they got a lot to work on, and I don't know. It's gonna be an ongoing saga with them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. So then we go to Shorty and Kenneth. Now it's their turn to go on their dates. And when her date comes into the house and then Kenneth frisks him, for me, I thought that was degrading. If I was like, I'd be like, no, I'm cool. You don't need to frisk me. Even though
I
it
would
was
be like,
jokingly, but it was also like, I'm the man in this house. I'm gonna check you out, you know?
yeah, that was
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Just trying to show dominance, this testosterone.
Right, yes, exactly. Yeah. And then, Shorty starts talking to us and telling us that, when she and Kenneth started dating, everything was cool, and then she realized too late that she was out of his league
That
and
he was
that
out of her league.
she was out of his league.
Yeah,
No, no,
so
sorry, yeah, she was out of his league, right? Or he was, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
yeah, that she was much more than he was.
Right. And then by then it was too late because they were already married. And so I thought, I was
Not
like,
married, they were
that's
already in love.
in love. She was already in love. Yeah. So I was like, damn, that's kind of cold hearted for her to say that, she's out of his,
Speaking her truth.
she is, but that's still hard to say for someone you love,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
I want to say something really quick.
Mhm.
It seems funny that everybody that she meets, she's like attracted to them, great conversation and so forth. And then she's pushing him, she's talking to him about, you should embrace this experience. Open yourself to the experience, meet these people to see if we're meant to be together. I think that she's trying to get him to fall for somebody so she can get away from him.
That's what I thought at first, but then she didn't go on that third date with Hollywood because she's trying to work on their relationship. She said, if I
Because
go
she
on
knows
this
he would
fifth,
go crazy.
well, I mean, I don't know. Like, and I agree. Like, I noted that every date she goes on, she has more fun with them than she does with Kenneth.
It's
She
because
enjoys
the guys
herself.
are it's because the guys are established and mature.
Right. And they can hold a conversation and their eyes aren't squinting all the time. Like sometimes I can't tell, is he high? Is that why his eyes are squinting all the time? Yeah, I don't know. But what did you think about Ken's date?
Um, she tried to, they're young and he
Mhm.
likes more mature women.
Right.
That's how
That are
I
out of his
feel.
league.
Yes, that's how I feel. I don't feel like they're setting him up with the right woman to distract him from her.
But they're probably setting him up with women that he should be going out with.
Oh, I totally agree with you. I
Right.
totally agree with you. Yeah, because they look like more aligned, you know.
Mhm, mhm.
But I wonder like how like it's got to be kind of degrading for a man to have, because some stuff like she talks down on him. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, she does.
And he goes along with it.
Right. Because he's in love with her, and like
Obsessed or in love?
probably both, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely love, but he's definitely obsessed with her too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when they get to the dates and they both are at the same place, I thought Shay was more bothered than I thought that she would be.
Yeah, she
I
was.
thought Yeah, I thought she would be, oh, it's cool, but she kept on looking at the girl. She was completely distracted, even though her date, which was great, he was trying to help her get over it. And but she eventually said, you know what, we need to leave because I can't take this awkwardness.
Mhm.
And I thought that Kenneth's date was really good. I mean, I felt sorry for her because she was trying to console him, big him up, talk to him, like calm him down, because he looked like he was about to go crazy.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. You guys, I have
Yeah.
to stop for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here in my office working. We're in the office talking. I hear this noise at the window right there. It's my husband outside trying to scare me.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was like looking up, like, what is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. But you know what? I wonder, that his date said something to him that I think resonated with him. That,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that kind of like turned on a light switch for him.
right. That maybe he's maybe not invested in this as much as he really needs to be. Maybe he needs to look at himself and see what he has to offer and so
Right.
forth. So
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised that he caught on to that.
And he
And
was
it's
like,
just like,
yeah, maybe you're right.
yeah,
Maybe this isn't the right relationship for me.
right.
Yeah, you damn right it's not. It's not
Yeah.
the right.
But you know what? I wonder if he starts to pull away, how will she begin to feel?
She'll probably feel a type of way because she says she's in love with him. So she'll probably be like, what? You
Mhm.
know.
But
But
he's
I thought it was
35. We learn he's 35 with a 6-year-old kid.
yeah, which was the first time they brought up and
Sure.
yeah. And is he involved in the child's life? Because Shay's never talked about it. I mean, Shorty's never talked about it.
Yeah. I have no
But
idea.
one thing that I thought was interesting that he said to his date, I don't know if he was trying to impress her, but he said, what did he say? He said that he was a workaholic, that he'd be working all the time. I think he's lying. Because if he was a workaholic, I don't think Shorty would be as bothered by his status.
Remember what Shorty said, that when they first met, he he put up this front that he was all this and was all that, had all this put together and so forth. But she learned later on that he wasn't as put together.
Well, she
So
said that when they were with everybody, she said that at when they got together and they were discussing their dates.
yeah, but she
That's
said that earlier during the show too. And so I'm thinking to myself, when I saw that scene, I'm thinking, is he doing the same thing with her? But then we find out he's not really into her. She's more
no, but
into
I think he was trying to impress her by saying he is a workaholic. Yeah, yeah, and like,
oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, Shorty's not afraid to say how she feels,
No.
regardless of how it's gonna affect him and his pride. Because when they all finally got to, oh wait, but first let's talk about the guys get together, the boys' night out, when they went to play pool. And one of the first things that Kenneth said was, so how y'all feel about getting down on one knee and proposing? And they all kind of like said something like, oh, they kind of like laughed and didn't really answer, except for Otis. He was like, first I got to put out some feelers to see what she's going to say, which is typical Otis. He's not going to put himself out there unless he knows he's going to get it back.
Otis is a typical narcissist to me. At the beginning of the show, he was so upset that Dr. Nicole didn't acknowledge all the things that his girl was doing wrong. And Dr. Nicole kept focusing on what he was doing wrong.
You mean last week's show?
No, was it last week's show or this week's show?
Yeah, it was
last week's show. So excuse me, people, if I'm just regressing a little bit. But it's like he can't take accountability for what he does wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But then, it's tit for tat. And at this episode, I really saw tit for tat between the both of them. Either
Right,
one of them can just like ever just give up. Somebody always has to be right.
right, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Um, so, Kenneth, going back to the boys' night, Kenneth was like, he wants to propose, but he may get rejected. And then Alfonso, surprisingly, was the voice of wisdom that entire night.
Yeah.
He was like, first thing that you need to do is you need to look at yourself and you need to find out who you are before you can really give yourself in a relationship. And if you're not established, then one thing that's going to happen is the woman is always going to say something and kind of put you down about that until you're established. Then when you are, she's not going to be able to have that to attack you with, which is true, you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree. I totally agree. I agree. He was a voice of wisdom. And I think they all agree that I think now he's thinking second thoughts about proposing.
I do. I think so. I think he does, I think he is giving second thoughts. And because I don't know if he's thinking, maybe I'm not ready yet. Maybe this isn't the right time to do it. And how about if she says no? Because they all said if a girl says no, they're never going to ask again,
Right,
you
right,
know?
right. And
Yeah.
I think she would definitely say no.
Yeah, I think so
Straight
too.
up. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would.
hmm hmm Okay, so then we go to their meeting where they all
Yeah.
discuss their dates, and they started with Shorty and Kenneth, and they both said that they really couldn't concentrate on their dates. But first, like, Shorty drops a bomb in front of
Come on.
everyone, and she's like, she
He didn't
basically
need to
says,
say that then.
so what?
He didn't need to bring it up there.
Everyone's sharing their truth, and this is her truth, and I think it's important for the doctor to realize how he bamboozled her into the relationship. Like, he was acting like he was more than what he was, and she was believing it. And then, like she said before, when she found out, it was too late. She essentially was saying, I'm too good for you. And she then said, that's who he goes for. He goes for established women that are, put
It's Lee.
together, beautiful, and out of his league, you know. And
Yeah.
he never countered. He never said, no, that's not true. And he didn't say, no, you're not out of my league. He basically didn't say anything, you know.
I don't think he says much of anything when we're at the meet and greet when everybody's together.
Mhm.
But did you see the women's faces when she was saying that stuff?
They're like, ooh.
Ooh. Mhm.
And the guys looked embarrassed
I
for
know.
him. Yeah.
I was sad for him to be emasculated like that. And like he's always holding her hand.
Yeah. But what do you think about what he did? What he did was pretty foul. He wasn't being honest. So, like, I
Oh,
kind of do
totally
feel sorry
agree.
for him.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah. hmm
Totally agree.
Right. Yeah. So then we go back to Alfonso and Shay. And oh no, we didn't go Alfonso and Shay. We went to Otis and Charlie.
Yeah.
And there we just saw like an explosion with them.
I was shocked.
He is a snake. I have never liked this guy. He's so dishonest. You can see it in his face that he's not a truthful guy, and he's so
He's a
nonchalant.
narcissist. He's a narcissist.
Yeah, he is like, and like you said, he doesn't take any accountability. And so then he's like, she's talking about how she doesn't really trust him to be truthful about his dates. And she was right. I thought that she was just like being insecure and unsure, but she was completely right that he can't be trusted.
I've got to say something, Uchenna. I think that he got mad at her when he walked over to kiss her after the yoga thing and she brushed him off like, what are you doing? I felt some type of way for him. I thought,
what? Are you crazy?
What are you?
Dan was watching it with me. He had just walked in and he was watching that part of their date with me.
Dan
And
needs to
then
be on Dan, you need to invite Dan to be on this.
I've tried. He's like, nope. And then he saw him get up and go to her, and he's like, what is he doing? Why is he doing that?
Does he know that that's her boyfriend?
Yeah, he watched the whole scene and I explained everything to him. And he's like, why is he doing that? That's so inappropriate. And it is. It's like he's trying to pee on his territory. I would have been like, no, hit the road, Jack. I wouldn't take that either. So yeah, he was just trying
like, okay, boo, I'll see you later. But I
no.
guess, you know what? I'm thinking we're in a different place because I'm thinking we're in a good place, but maybe they're not in a good place.
It's
like she said.
Even if you're in a great place, that's embarrassing. You're embarrassing your date and you're embarrassing my date.
If you want to claim this territory, claim this territory.
Then act right, and then you wouldn't have to be claiming nothing.
Oh.
So then we find out that Otis has been DMing Milan, and he's like, well, I might as well be truthful about it. Since we're talking about being honest, I've been DMing Milan. And everybody was like, ooh. And that's because they had an agreement that they're not supposed to be doing that.
Right. Well, I think he's trying to one up her. I think he's trying to one up her. Plus, it's playing to his ego that this young looking chickadee finds his old ass attractive because he is balding at the top. You saw that several times, ladies.
Right.
And he finds that she's talking about loyalty across her chest, that she wants to get tattooed loyalty across her chest and so forth. She's not gonna be loyal to you. She's gonna be a plaything. You're new and she's new, and it's okay, hee hee ha. But once she gets to know you, because she don't seem the type to be, she's a DJ. She's used to being out there doing her own thing, playing in a man's world, because usually men DJs.
Well, I don't think he's serious about her at all.
Oh no, he's not. But it plays to his ego, and he's using this to one up his girlfriend.
Yeah, and she was pissed. Absolutely upset. She was upset that he did it, upset that he said it in front of everyone without telling her first. She felt embarrassed and she was like, I'm done. Which, I don't know, was it an overreaction or was it a culmination of everything that's going on,
Yeah, but you shouldn't say, I'm done just to say it. When you say I'm done, you should just about damn well mean it and be ready to move out, and that person better be begging you to stay. But he didn't seem fazed.
Well, he probably has heard it before. Yeah, or maybe he was hiding that he was worried because she was pretty adamant. And even the doctor was like, are you really saying this because of this that happened? And she was upset, but of course they're not done. I don't think she's done.
It's not like he was actually having sex with her or anything.
Right.
He DM'd her.
Several times though, it seems like they were having a conversation.
Yeah,
because I would be upset about that because you're not supposed to be friends.
See, that's the problem with social media. Whew, Lord have mercy. He was dumb because it's gonna come out. I guess he said, let me bring it out now because it's gonna come out sooner or later.
Right. It's definitely well.
I'm sure she saved those DMs.
Oh yeah, and then she would come out later on a podcast or something. Yeah.
Otis DM'd me and we were like blah blah blah, and here's the text.
Right. Screenshot it. Yeah. So then they started to go towards Alfonso and Shay, but there wasn't enough time left on the show, so we'll find out.
Which we need to hear,
right?
Because Alfonso was wearing that ugly satin shirt, red shirt. That you should never wear, Alfonso, with your 2 layers of bracelets plus your necklace. I mean, like, Alfonso, wear one so that the next time you see the person, you can wear maybe something different, the other one. You don't need to put all your jewelry on at one time with your rings and your 2. No. And if you're meeting her for the first time, she looked like she was wearing pajamas out, which I think is the new thing. I thought
it was cute. I think we're going back to the date. Her
Yeah,
So
her
what?
I said her shape is beautiful.
Oh, yeah, she was pretty.
Yeah.
I can understand why Shay was jealous, but Shay's shape is cute too. So next week we will find out, and everybody else will find out how embarrassing Shay acted. And and we'll get to talk through it and see them go on their new dates. But I did see a commercial for an interesting show on OWN. It's called The Great Soul Food Cook-Off.
Yes, I saw
Yeah,
that.
I thought that was great. I was like, yes, Black chefs.
You know what? I saw another show on which I'm not going to watch because I'm not really that interested in it, but it is Marry Me Now. Yeah, 3 days to plan your wedding. Nobody wants to do that.
No.
And then kudos to the couple, the Black couple that did their wedding for $500.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, that was great. Wow. Yeah.
I got invited to a wedding where I had to. I mean, her wedding dress was like what, $60?
No, 47. 40. It looked fantastic.
It looked fantastic.
And the honeymoon was comp. They got it paid for. And they did. It looked like the reception was in a casino.
But the venue was horrendous. The venue for the wedding was off the side of a highway.
Yeah, but it was like, wasn't there water in the background or something like that?
Yeah, but it was off the side of
like a parking lot. I know.
I was like,
rest stop.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, honey.
But the way that they were facing, you wouldn't see that. Like if they were filming it, you just see the guests. It was $500. What do you want them to do?
I know that was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, I thought that
you had to pay for your own wine, your own drinks, and your own food. Oh. That's what it said. It said you had to pay for your own drinks and your own food.
Oh. Well, I guess there won't be no gifts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, are you gonna be watching the new DC?
No, I cannot stand Monique. I would watch.
Why did Monique get cut off the show again? I can't even remember.
She fought. Remember, she fought Candace.
Oh, yeah, Candace.
And then she was not apologetic at all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, she needed to go. I can't stand her. I'm not watching it. Like, no. I'm sorry. If she wasn't in it, I would watch it, but I can't do it. I can't support her.
Okay.
Like she cares. I can't
every person is a hey, it counts.
You're right. You're right. All right, people. Thank you for watching this episode. If you like it, please like it, comment below, and turn on your notifications and subscribe. And thank you for the people who watched on our Wednesday episode for Married at First Sight and actually commented on who they thought would make it or not. So next week, we're gonna put our predictions on who puts a ring on it and who doesn't, and we'd like you to do the same thing. All right, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.